White House. Jackie Heinrich has some new information for us. Jackie.
Yeah, I just went up to the press area to get an understanding of what we're watching. This is what I was told. The president has kicked Zelenskyy out of the White House. His delegation right now is telling him that he's got to go home. The president felt disrespected. Officials in the room felt that beyond the language barrier that we've heard some discussion about, Zelenskyy's body language, shrugging and eye rolling, was ungrateful, disrespectful, and the president feels that Zelenskyy is not ready for peace and he can come back when he's ready to talk about peace, but he's not in that position right now, and Zelenskyy is being told he's got to go. The lunch that they were supposed to have is sitting right outside the hallway, and the press staffers are going to be eating that lunch. This is really pretty incredible. We see the
Jackie,
SUV,
hang on with us one
Zelensky's
moment.
SUV.
If you look to your left, you're going to see him. Let's watch.
Mr. President, is the deal off? President Zelenskyy, can you tell us what happened?
You can't disrespect your so and now we're in a position
Did you sign the minerals deal? Did you sign the minerals deal?
Better press has to be at the White House.
We may be watching the floor fall through this moment in international relations and diplomacy, or this might be the art of the deal, and we're not going to know for some time. Jackie, it appears that even going into this meeting that this relationship was not great. About a week ago, President Trump called Zelenskyy a dictator. He was asked about that yesterday with the British Prime Minister, and he said, "Did I say that?" Next question. As if he wanted to brush that off and make sure that things today went smoother.
Well, Zelenskyy, we're told, was begging to stay and work this out. The Ukrainians were begging the president and the White House to continue talking. The president's having none of it. He felt that Zelensky's just not ready for peace, and this deal was not signed. There is no signing. There will be no joint press conference. The next time we're going to see the president is at departure. There he goes right behind me. Zelenskyy on his way out of the White House gate. No deal signed, no joint press conference, tensions at an all-time high between these two leaders. Really, the prospect of peace talks, what this means for the war that has raged on for 3 years, you cannot overstate what a moment in time we've just witnessed. And while the president left the invitation open to come back when you're ready to talk seriously about what it takes to achieve peace, Zelenskyy feels very dug in. He was dismissive of the U.S. overtures that you've got to accept a ceasefire first. You've got to deal with the other side. The divide between the two could not be wider. And so we expect to see the president at departure, Marine One departure later on this afternoon when he heads to Mar-a-Lago for the weekend. But that is the only other time we're going to hear directly from him. And I guess we'll hear from Zelenskyy on special report tonight. But that is going to be must-watch TV after what we have witnessed here today.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So you're not operating from a position of power. If you're not operating from a position of power, then that means that you lost. You're losing. You're losing, you lost, and you have to then concede, and you got to put yourself and your country first. That's the thing about Zelenskyy, is that he's not putting his country first. And now he's in a position where he could have probably saved lives. While he's here inside of the United States of America, trying to pivot and do press and media and trying to convince people that he's right, his people are dying. Think about that for a second. When we think about leadership, the one thing that we love about Trump is that he's always going to put the American people first. He wants peace. He don't want us to continue to send our tax dollars over there. Obviously, he doesn't want U.S. soldiers to ever have to participate or be on the front lines of what's happening in Ukraine and stuff like that. And so as we see this thing play out, and I'm glad that we have this level of transparency. No way in hell would we ever would have had this level of transparency under the Biden administration or under any other president for that matter. They like to do things behind closed doors. Then they like to go and present the media or the press or whatever it is that they think is going on. But the one thing that we know about Trump is that he has been visible. He has been visible the entirety, every single day. You get statements, you see what's going on. They get questions from people, regardless of however it is that you think that he should answer it. There is a level of transparency that we have been missing inside of the White House, and it is awesome. It is awesome to watch. It is awesome to be a part of. It is awesome to see how things are playing out, and I'm happy for it. I'm actually thankful that we get to get an inside look in a social media era, and he's actually, embracing people given this level of access so that we can see exactly why he possibly called Zelenskyy a dictator, because you can't be sassy. You can't be, when you don't have any leverage, when you don't have anything, it's almost like a hobo. Like, you can't go in and couch surf and then tell somebody whether or not they should feed you, or if somebody said, hey, listen, man, you got to get a job, or we can't keep doing it like this because this is weighing on my family, or whatever like this is weighing on the United States of America. And then you say, I'm still mad at my mother. I don't want to go home. I'm still mad at my wife because I don't want to go home. And you couch surfing over my crib as your homie, but I'm the person that got the money and you broke out here. Hey, listen, fam, who you disrespecting? And then you came into the Oval Office and you disrespected the JD Vance, you disrespected Trump, and you disrespected the United States of America, who was basically giving you the opportunity to even defend your country, while over 2,000 people this week alone between Russia and Ukraine died. Every day there are people dying, and that's the thing that should take precedence over anything. And it's easy. It's very easy when you're just taking trips over to the United States of America, about to have lunch and about to have a dinner. And then Trump said, no, it's off. We're not doing that no more. That's over. So until you get serious and stop trying to pivot and do whatever it is that you want to do when you want to do it, until you get serious, then that's when you can come back. But right now, you do it on your own, and sometimes you got to let them go. Sometimes you got to let these women go. Sometimes you got to let them do their own thing so that they'll then understand exactly what's going on. And maybe you need to suffer a little bit more. Maybe more of your people have to go under the knife. Has anybody actually watched, and you can find it on X, you're not going to find it on any other social media platform, the video between I think it's a Korean and a Russian in a knife fight? It was crazy. It's one of the most brutal things that I've ever seen in my entire life. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. And make sure y'all tap in the after hours tonight.